Today on Beyond.
How did you know that?
What does James reveal about this mother's deceased son that shocks her? It's a secret only a mother would know. Plus, a father with language that would make a sailor blush lets loose on James.
Yeah, like doing a reading for you with him is like censor, 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 censor.
Are you sure that's not my dad?
Today on Beyond. Using his extraordinary psychic ability to communicate with spirits, he's transformed lives by unlocking mysteries and sharing secrets from the other side. James Van Praagh, best-selling author, renowned medium, and your connection to the world beyond.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, 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 please. Thank you, too kind. Thank you for being here and being part of this. And at home, I want to thank you also for being with us today. I'd like to get started, please. So when I get started, I want to go with, your mother passed over, yes? And did she use donkey tails or have those plants?
That was one of her favorite
May
plants.
I come to you then?
Yeah. What?
I don't know what, I heard sun and I heard donkey tails. So that must be you. I want to ask about someone drinking. I want to talk about card games or poker games or playing cards. This is your daddy speaking to me here now, and he's talking to me about cards, okay? He's also talking to me about driving cars and teaching how to drive about cars. And who has a motorcycle?
This is me.
This is you? Well, why didn't you stand up and take it first?
I didn't know because something else threw me off, but the poker, the drinking, my dad,
The donkey tails?
the donkey tails, no, but everything else. The motorcycle,
Did he have a motorcycle?
I do.
Did you just buy one recently? Or did you get a second one?
I won one originally, and then I sold it, and I bought another one.
Who married someone foreign?
My brother's been married quite a few times.
Okay, did he marry a woman who was...
I married someone foreign.
Thank you. Where was... Okay.
Sorry about that. Yep. My husband. He's not from this country.
That's foreign. Oh, it's making it really hard. I'm joking with you.
It's okay.
Your father's talking to me about, are you related, friends or something here?
Friends.
Friends, okay. Mother's still around, he's talking to me about, okay? And I want you to take care of her. There's a Jimmy name or Ginny name. Ginny or Jimmy?
Jenny.
Jenny? Jenny. Who's that,
Jenny.
grandmother? Jenny. Who's Jenny?
Jenny is my daughter's best friend.
Okay. Did she lose someone?
She's had some trauma.
Well, he's talking about this person. Let me see what he's saying.
She did just lose her father.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
That's what it is. Now, I don't know if she wants to do something with clothes or making clothes, and she was cutting something with a scissor, okay? Because he's showing me scissors and clothes. Did you know this man? No, you didn't know Jenny's father.
No, but you know Jenny.
Oh, you know Jenny.
I cut her hair just a couple days ago.
You cut her hair a couple of days ago, so you were the one with the scissors.
I didn't believe that.
Sorry, I just saw scissors here. I didn't know how to interpret it. That's what it is. Okay, so they're watching you do that. So it was Jenny's father telling you. So you must be pretty close to her. You can talk to her maybe easy. I think there should be. I think she'll be. Yeah, I understand that. So he's telling me that when you cut her hair, you just stand up. He's telling me that when you cut her hair, you talked about him. You mentioned
Actually,
it.
we did talk about her family.
Yeah, he's telling me you did because he was there eavesdropping. Yeah, he was eavesdropping with that. Okay. I know you have your own father issues too.
I do.
Because your
My
father's
father
there.
Just passed away.
He's there. He's a real, what's that term? Like a sailor's mouth.
Oh yeah.
I'm being nice. But, you know, when he talks, he's like, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about things.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I mean, it's all right. Ha 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 ha. He said, you know. He's like, you know. I should have been more polite. He should have been more polite, he said. And I feel like he even, right before he passes over, there's definitely like a coma sense with this man.
Yes.
You understand? Because he's in a
Yes.
coma before he passes
was.
out. And he's telling me he was getting in and out of the body when he was in the coma state. Okay?
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Ha ha ha. I can't tell this on TV.
Yeah, that would be him saying that.
Yeah, like doing a reading for you with him is like censor, 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 censor,
Right.
censor.
Are you sure that's not my dad?
Well, let me tell you that they're both here and they're both loving each other, so they will sound alike. But this is definitely, but you understand. Okay, I'll let you go with that, all right? God bless you. Thank you.
Poker, the drinking, my dad.
James was in the middle of a reading when he mentioned motorcycle, poker, drinking. You stood up.
I had to.
Why?
Because I just knew that that was me. That was everything about my father, who I came here in hopes to see, because I lost him last year. And my dad loved poker and gambling and drinking. He went to Las Vegas and Laughlin. And when I was in Laughlin one weekend, I won a Harley Davidson. So I had called my dad in the middle of the night, and he's like, oh, that should have been his big win.
Who married someone foreign?
My husband's from Great Britain, and he lived in England most of his life and lived in Germany for about 10 years, and he didn't believe, so he's not here today, so.
I feel like he even, right before he passes over, there's definitely a coma sense with this man.
He was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. And I know right in the beginning of the coma, I felt I was communicating with him at times in and out. And
What's that term? Like a sailor's mouth.
my dad's favorite word was that 4-letter word, no doubt.
Of course, I thought that might have been my dad, too.
Still to come,
Why she decided to commit suicide.
her mother wanted a family reunion more than anything. Now her daughters want to know why she didn't stay around for it. Plus, her son was only 20 when he died in a motorcycle crash.
I was hoping to have some glimmer of information about where Blake is now.
Will James deliver what she needs? The answer's coming up next.
There was a young man who loved to ride his motorcycle until one day when a car ran a red light and killed him. His mother called me in hopes of contacting her only child, who was taken much too soon.
My name is Mandy. I'm trying to contact my son Blake, and he's been gone about 8 months. My son was riding his motorcycle, and he was hit by a car which ran a red light. The impact of losing him is indescribable, and it's a loss that I will probably live with the rest of my life. I really need to know if there is another dimension out there, that my son's spirit does live on.
All I know is this lady Mandy lost her son, and hopefully Spirit can come through and give some help and some resolution. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank
Good,
you.
good,
Come
good.
in.
I've never met you before, right?
Right.
Okay. There are a number of people around you starting to come in. Do you know the name of David for any reason?
Yes,
Who's that?
it's my partner in life.
Okay. Do you have 2 children?
No,
You don't. You're just one child.
I did.
Hold on. I understand that. There were 2 marriages you had, yes?
I had 2 marriages.
Okay. One of the marriages, was there a miscarriage?
Yes.
Thank you. That's the child I'm talking about, because there's another spirit over there who was a girl, okay?
Okay.
Who passed over in the means of a miscarriage. I'm also being shown your son, who's passed over, is coming in right behind you. And I will tell you that he talks about his hair, and he says he's wearing his hair any way he wants to wear it now, and he can do anything he wants to his hair.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
His hair was perfect, and we always comment. He would wake up and he would just go out because it never moved. It was always perfect, so we always commented.
It's like this big joke about
Yeah,
the hair.
it is. Oh my God.
He's talking to me about going to Europe, or having a trip to Europe, planning to go to Europe. And he's saying you're going to go to Europe. Was there a trip planned to Europe
Yes, there was. That was canceled.
after he
Passed.
Okay. Because he feels responsible for that.
Oh.
And he's saying to tell you he's sorry he left the way he left, okay? Because, I don't know, but I feel a sense of quickness with this also, with his passing. So I feel a sense of he didn't know what hit him, okay? I gotta tell you that. He's telling me something to do with a car, and there was an accident with a car, okay? Do you understand that?
Yes, that is correct.
What hit him? Was it an SUV that hit him? Or
That's correct, yes.
And I see him flying off.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly.
I see where he landed also. There's a pole of some sort. Is there a tree or there's a pole, a light pole?
Would be
Tree.
like a light pole.
Okay, because
yeah.
I see it right near his body.
Okay.
He was telling me he was taken to a hospital, and I'll tell you this also. I know there are 2 hospitals that they wanted to bring him to. Okay? I don't know if one was full and they had to go to another hospital.
How did you know that?
Because that's what he
Oh
just
my
told me.
God.
That's what he just told me.
That is absolutely true.
What? Baking something? He told me about baking, Mom. He has plenty of time to bake.
He liked to bake cakes.
Okay.
Yep.
Especially designed. It sounds really weird, but there's like a special design that he has for cakes or...
He did one specifically. We even took pictures after.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said, my mom hasn't removed anything of mine. That mom has kept things in my room the exact same way that they were when I was living here.
Yes.
You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you also have a 3-ring binder of his? Like a schoolroom binder?
I do.
He's talking about writing him letters.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mother writes me letters all the time.
Yes, I do.
Okay? And he receives those. And I will tell you that he showed me his binder even. And I'm using this binder to write these letters.
Yes.
Because he's very moved by that. And he said, Mom, I'm still with you when you write these letters. I get them all. I get them all. So he wants me to tell you that.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Here you go, sweetie.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you
You're very
coming.
welcome.
Yeah. That was amazing.
One of the marriages, was there a miscarriage?
Years ago, I had a miscarriage.
Do you know the name of David for any reason?
He is my partner in life, and we have been together for 15 years.
Was there a trip planned to Europe?
We had actually planned a trip to Italy. However, we had to postpone those plans. Very few people would know that there were 2 hospitals in question. The first one they could not take him to because it was full. That was a shocker when he said that.
He told me about baking, Mom. He has plenty of time to bake.
Not every 20-year-old bakes, but Blake did. He picked that up and he loved to bake cakes.
You didn't remove anything of his yet, he said.
Since the accident, we have not moved hardly anything out of Blake's room.
And I'm using this binder to write these letters.
That's not something anyone would think would have significance. However, for him to pick that up, Blake then must have been aware of it. I was hoping to be able to just have some glimmer of information about where Blake is now, and today gave me that glimmer.
Next.
Well, she wanted this to happen before she died, or she was working on it before she passes over,
Right.
okay?
Her dream was to have the whole family back together, and even death can't prevent the reunion from happening. Next, on Beyond.
Our next guests were put up for adoption. They tried to reunite with their mother a decade later. Tragically, their mother died just weeks before the entire family could come together again. What you're about to see was done before the show, and no one in our studio, including James, has seen it. This is Lori and Kim's story.
My mother suffered from some mental illness, and we were taken away from her because she was unable to care for us.
When my mom and dad split up, she had a nervous breakdown and she lost us. She never wanted to give us up, and that she wanted her family together, and that she loved us with all her heart, and she was heartbroken for many years that she didn't have us.
My mother's dream was to have all of her children together. I feel her almost all the time. I don't feel like that I had the chance to say goodbye to her.
Hi, you're Lori?
I'm
Lori,
Lori.
nice to meet you, Lori.
Nice to meet you, James.
And Kim, is it?
Nice
Are
to
you,
meet
forgive me, mother and daughter, or sisters,
Sisters.
or I don't know. Okay, you do look very similar. And you, your mom passed over, is that right? And you want to contact her, and you have, I know you have a brother in the audience, or relatives
Yes.
in the audience also? Okay.
My sister.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, first of all, I'm honored that you're here in the show, and I know, because I'm being told here, there was trepidation of you coming on the show. There's a man behind me telling me you had trepidation coming here, so I want to thank you here, okay? There's a man also who's between you guys, and it's a father figure, okay? So I want to tell you that. Are you aware? I mean, does that make sense to you? Okay, go on. Yes, okay. And the mother is coming in here, right here now. Now, I don't know what she's talking about, go on. She's very chatty, Very chatty Kathy, very chatty.
That's what they called her in high school, Chatty Kathy.
Well, that's what she's saying. Chatty Kathy.
She said there was a doll back then, and
Chatty Kathy, she said.
that.
It's me, it's Chatty Kathy. Okay, Chatty Kathy, go ahead. I love my family, and she said to you, my family is the most important thing to me.
yes.
Do you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
And she said, I've come here today with you. And she said, I'm glad this man, meaning me, can hear me. And she said, and she's very emotional here. She's starting to be very emotional. And she's telling me that her family meant a lot to her. And she's telling me, I'm sorry about the past. I don't know what she's on about here about you guys either getting together or coming together to see her. And I don't, good. I understand that. She's showing me a lot of family photos and talking about family photos that she showed with you, you showed with her. And when you got back together again, there was a lot of sharing of photographs. There's a lot of anger with your father that she's talking to me about. And we need to let go of it because it's hurting our lives. Okay? And it's hurting the relationships you have in your family right now. I know. Like marriage situation. And it's stemming from the situation with your father, with your natural father. Okay? So this lady is saying to please forgive him if you can.
Okay.
Because it would really help. It helps you in your life.
Okay.
All right? Was this a sudden passing with your mother?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm here once and gone the next, and it's either, I don't know, it was a heart thing or just aneurysm, whatever, just gone. Okay? She didn't feel it's like that. That's how quick it passes. All right? I know there was a party planned or something going on.
Well, we were supposed to get together for dinner the next night. but
Like a
we could-
reunion of some sort? Are members of the family going to come together there at her house? Where was she going
But
to?
she wanted a reunion with her family because we hadn't found
Okay,
our other two
fine.
sisters.
Didn't she talk to you about that or getting everyone together for a reunion?
Yeah,
and
she
like-
was trying to find them.
And she was trying to find them
Yes.
through phone books and family history.
Yes.
Okay. She was working on it before she passes over.
Right.
Okay. And she wants you to continue doing this. I know you are. You probably are. I hope.
Well, we found them and we
You
felt
found them.
that
Okay.
she helped us.
She did help you. She did help you. Okay. From spirit. She helped you from spirit. Please forgive your mother. Please forgive her for giving you up. It wasn't her choice. You know that.
Right.
Okay. You have any questions you want to ask?
Why she decided to commit suicide.
She said to me, I couldn't take the pain anymore. I know that. And she was alone, wasn't she? Because she said I couldn't be alone anymore. She said I was alone most of my life. I didn't want to be alone anymore. That's what she just said in my ear. I didn't want to be alone anymore. Yeah, and when she passes over that way with suicides, one of the things that are the hardest is that they feel the pain that they've caused every other person, and they have to live that. So I want you to forgive her too. She was really, I think she's a good person. I really feel that with her.
Yes.
But I think that, it was a difficult life. That's that. All right? Okay. So that helps you, I hope. Thank you. She's very chatty Kathy.
The first thing James said is your mom is very chatty Kathy.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, she told us back in high school, I used to call her Chatty Kathy after the doll that was named Chatty Kathy.
There's a lot of anger with your father that she's talking to me about.
I just have a lot of anger with him because of the pain that he caused my mother, naturally. And because I love her so much, I carry that with me.
Like a reunion of some sort? Are members of the family going to come together there at her house?
Well, she was going through a nonprofit organization called Reunite, trying to find our other sisters that we hadn't found yet.
Yeah.
And we found one before she died, but there was two that were still, we hadn't found. And we found them with her help, I'm sure, up above now.
I didn't want to be alone anymore.
She was very alone inside with all the pain that she carried from the things that she had went through in her life. And although she had us and she loved us very much, she still was very much alone.
Do you feel like your mom was here today? Like James really did make
yeah.
a connection for you?
Very much
Tell
so.
me
Yes,
when.
very
At what
much.
point in the reading for you?
The very beginning, when he said, Chatty Kathy.
If you'd like a chance for a reading with James, send a letter to Beyond, P.O. Box 4399, Hollywood, California, 90078.
Life is merely made up of a bunch of choices. We can choose love or we can choose fear. I hope you choose love in your life. Thank you very much for joining us today, and come back tomorrow. Thank you.
My mother has felt so much guilt, and
Well, you need to tell her that she doesn't need to feel that guilt anymore. So she must have come last time, but she didn't get through.
right. Actually, my mother told me sometime during the taping that she felt
Felt her.